Yip yip. Hey, what's good guys? My name's Chris. Welcome back to the official WearTesters.com YouTube channel. And no, I'm not crazy. I don't make up words. Yip yip is an Avatar thing. Okay, that's what he says when he flies his sky bison.
And if you don't know, where you been for like over a decade?
Hey, you need to get off this video, hop over to Netflix, and chill out for like 3 seasons, because it's the best animated series of all time. At least it's one of them. Top 5 for sure. Anyways, we're here to talk about shoes. Today we're talking about the Zoom Freak 2, Giannis's brand new shoe. And these guys right here, man, I don't know about these as far as visuals. I think they definitely look funny, okay? Like, it's not my thing at all. But when I put them on, man, they comfortable, I gotta say. So the last model, or the first model, the ones, first off, those look awesome. I gotta say, that's like an underrated looking sneaker in my opinion. I think that those look amazing. I didn't love them on court, but I thought that giant ass backward swoosh was fantastic. These not so much, but these guys right here, they increased the price by about 20 bucks, which I think is pretty weird. I don't know if it's just this colorway, because I haven't seen like the rest of them like lined up on sneakers or whatever. So I don't know if this is supposed to be some special, you know what I'm saying? Like they printed onto the upper or whatever, so they charge more, or if that's just the new base price for the shoe, because I don't have a size label on these. Or I have a size label, I don't have a suggested retail tag. Thank you to Nike, by the way, for sending these out. That was a weird surprise. I don't even remember the last thing I got from Nike basketball, at least.
You had a Christmas in July.
Is it July?
Yes.
Man, it's 2020. It's all just one big month. But again, this is the Nike Zoom Freak 2, and we're gonna start off with the bottom. So this back half, I'm gonna get out of the way first, because a lot of people don't like that. It's got all the story stuff in there. I wouldn't call it storytelling, really. It's just, they put a lot of his like heritage and family and all that stuff on the back, but it's definitely not like a herringbone or anything like that, which is visually apparent. I really don't know what to think about this, honestly. I don't really use my heels like too much, and so I don't think this is gonna bother me personally, but it might bother some people. I do like that it's super thick though. Like this is some super thick stuff. Like this reminds me of like the Air Shake and Destructs and stuff like that from way back in the day. The forefoot section though, this looks dope. Like I gotta say, and it feels dope too. The rubber compound feels nice and firm. It's not super pliable, not super soft. However, the little nubs, because they've got a bunch of little like sections in here that look like they'll perform in different ways on different parts of the foot and all that stuff, which is fantastic, I think. Those are the things that feel a little bit more pliable, which I think is great because they're in that lateral section or that medial section. So like when you're brushing these ways, it's gonna have a little bit more of a friction motion, so you'll be able to get a little bit of a slide, but some grip, and then you'll be able to move and go on your way. But the rest of the traction right here is just radial, and I think it's gonna be very nice. I think that this is gonna be one of those shoes that you'll be able to play with outdoors, and it's not gonna burn through super fast. You know what I mean? Like the KDs. Like I wore those like a few times outside, and it was already like coming apart and stuff. These, I think that they'll hold up a little bit better. Again, for 2 reasons. First, the rubber compound feels a little bit firmer. Second reason, the grooves are a little bit thicker, especially in this kind of section, like the main ball of the foot, which is where a lot of people are heavy footed or heavy strikers. It's also decoupled, so it'll give you a little bit extra flexibility or mobility as far as not maintaining that rubber from heel to toe and all that stuff. So if you do push off or do Euro steps or whatever, then this setup should work just fine. Now the cushion on these guys is like its main thing. So while the price has increased by about 20 bucks, I think that at least they're more comfortable. So the first one, I didn't really like, that was the main thing, especially outside, man. I couldn't handle those. Even inside, it was rough. They had Zoom Air, but it was in the back. The rest of the foam was just real firm. You did sit low to the ground, which is nice, so you felt real fast and nimble or light on your feet. These though, they kind of do a reversal, so all the zoom is in the front, but the foam that they use is also super comfortable. So when I put these on, I was like, oh dang, actually like comfy. The funny thing too is they've been using Cushlon on a lot of models without even saying it, and I don't know if this is one of those models, but if you have noticed, like you as a viewer, if you've noticed on like certain shoes where you're like, man, these are way more comfortable than what you'd imagine for something like basic, it's probably because they're using Cushlon and they're just not saying it, which they should say it. It's a good cushion.
They always seem to say it after we've published the videos.
It gets updated somewhere, some way, and I'm always kind of like, why did you do that? But anyways, the forefoot Zoom feels good. It feels minorly responsive, so not like super springy, not Air Jordan 34 springy or anything like that, but it feels good. The rest of the foam, like I was saying, feels awesome in comparison to the first model. So if you did like that, but you wanted a little bit more, this should do you well. If you didn't like that because you wanted a little bit more, these should suit you well too. If you're looking for an abundant amount of cushion though, you know, go with LeBron. I mean, Simple. The upper on these guys is, I mean, it's normal. Nothing special about them. The colorway to me, like this colorway doesn't do it for me. The white cement ones are super dope though. I think that those are really clean looking. The overall shoe, this is not new either, but the overall shoe look like a runner, doesn't it? It's like the BBs, like they look like a runner. Got like the pointy toe and it's like super, you know what I mean? It almost looks like a direct representation of the concept. You know how like concept sketches always look super angular?
Oh yeah.
And they never look like that when they're actually shoes. This is one of those shoes that look just like the concept sketch. It's kind of cool. But again, the upper, not really my thing, but it's got a lot of just like what you come to expect. It's not quite as cheap of a feeling as the first one. That textile that they used on the original ones was really? You charging $110 for this? This at least feels better than that. The thing though is that the construction is like really intriguing to me. So we have a normal, typical kind of like shell layer, and then inside of that we have that textile build. So this is the area that I really like, because look at this thing, man. This little weird cage. I can't remember where I've seen this before. I've seen this on numerous models. I was trying to place it and I just cannot remember. But I've seen this kind of thing where it's very much open on the inside. You know what I mean?
Was it the Dame shoe?
Was it the Dames?
The world may never know.
I've seen this a few times. I just cannot remember what dang shoe it is. But every time they've used it, I've really liked this because it does a really good job of harnessing, taking care of you, but it still keeps things flexible. And that's exactly what this is all in there for, which I think is dope. I love the sculpting. The sculpting here, man. Like the tooling is really cool looking. I just don't like the upper. Also, these guys right there, a little bit of a design cue or language from like something like the KD13, you know what I mean? Where they got that broken up little swoosh. Got the same little texture to it. The thing though is that those are actually rubber, so a little bit of a texture difference, and I like that. I really don't like Air Zoom. What is this? Air Zoom is Zoom Air. I know it's something stupid, but whatever. Also, normally when Nike will place like the tech spec on the tooling and they'll brand it right there because there's Zoom Air in the front, right? But this one says Zoom Air in the back too. There's no cushion in the back other than the foam. So I think that that's really interesting. It's not something that they typically do. It seems very weird and a little confusing. So just to let you guys know though, there is no zoom in the back. It's all in the front. I do really like that though. The freak. My favorite part though is the tongue. I love this logo. With the Nike thing, I just think that that's super cool. The rear is nicely sculpted and padded. It also moves away slightly from the foot, not enough to make it look like an elf shoe, but just enough to where it makes it all comfortable. I really like that they're keeping these low, especially for someone like Giannis who's so big, like he's just a big dude. And I love that they're low tops, man. The whole high top, mid top, low top, ankle support, it's all just a myth. It was all marketing in the first place. It's just funny that Nike is like the heavy hitter where they're high tops for ankle support. And now it's like they're trying to like reteach the consumer, being like, actually, we've learned that that's not true. And so now we've been trying to teach you, but nobody wants to listen. Everybody's like, I need that high top for support. No, you don't, man. This is how it is. You need ankle lockdown. You need that rear section to cup you in.
Well, it's kind of like Nike taught everybody that you need extra cushion in the heel for when you're running. And all these years later, like, no, you don't. That's not where you land, but everybody's still stuck on you gotta land on your heel.
Correct. And it's not just Nike. That started off with EVA wedges. So before Air, Nike just evolutionized the cushion aspect with Air, right? But the EVA wedge and like a New Balance, they like really kind of like ruined, you know what I'm saying? And now there's that big taper, the heel to toe drop that everybody loves to loathe. So yeah. Now as far as fit is concerned, if you like the way that the original model fit, very snug, then you're gonna love these things because that's exactly how they fit. They fit super nice, super tight, all that stuff, true to size. However, again, they're very snug. So if you have a wide foot, you might want to go up half a size. I know that a lot of stores are not open right now. They just got re-shut down. Is that a word? Re-shut down? They just got closed again. Yeah, they just got closed again. So trying things on in-store is almost impossible. And if there even is a store where you could try it on and you don't buy it, the shoes get quarantined, which I still think is weird. But anyways, that's what I would recommend. If you want that perfect one-to-one fit, go true to size. If you like a little bit of wiggle room, go up a little bit. Okay, so I just have a small feeling that you don't like these.
Well, I'm gonna shock you because...
Oh no, do you like these?
I don't actually like these, but I do like what they did as far as the design, only because...
Which aspect?
The pattern. I like
You're talking about the print?
I like the print, only because it goes with how we open this video. It just kind of reminds me of what all of the little Earth Kingdom kids would be running around in if they wore Nikes.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Or isn't the Earth Kingdom, they don't even wear shoes.
Some of them do.
Do they?
Yeah.
Is it just the earth bender
Yeah.
stuff? Okay. They got to be one with the ground.
Well, especially Toph, because she needs
Well,
her
she
feet.
can't see. Yeah, that's different.
But yeah, I could just picture like their track team being like, all right, we're ready.
Is there an Earth Kingdom track team?
I think we're
just making things up at this point.
There is now.
But no, I think that's really an interesting shoe. I like certain aspects. I love the large outrigger. I like, again, the tooling, how it's cupping you in all different areas. It cups you in the heel, it cups you in the forefoot, but it also tapers down so it doesn't have too much bulk. I still really like the first model looks wise more than these, but I think that the majority will prefer what's in here performance wise. I just think that the little tweaks that they've done with the foam and the forefoot zoom instead of the rear, stuff like that, because the Zoom Air alone, like the Zoom Air before was that little rectangle and it was only this way, which doesn't make sense. It's like, why didn't you just use the typical U-shape heel zoom? And so the forefoot one is a normal size zoom bag in the forefoot, which is cool. It would have been really nice to see like the Zoom, what do they call that thing? The thing that's in the Kyrie, Zoom Turbo.
Yes.
It would have been interesting to have that in this shoe, but I think that they want to keep that for
Kyrie.
Mostly Kyrie. They use it in the Kobe Protro, the Kobe 5s, but I think that was more of a like we got to do something to change because they technically removed stuff in that shoe.
Yeah.
If you were interested in grabbing these, we'll have all of this stuff down below in the description box, the release date, the price, a link, all that kind of stuff. Let me know what you think about these down below in the comment section. Do you think that they're going to perform well? Do you think that it's just like, it's just another, you know what I mean? Sometimes Nikes feel all the same lately.
I can see that.
Unless you're getting the LeBron, which is clearly like they put a lot of stuff in there, or the KD. A lot of the lower models tend to feel like very similar to one another. But again, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the support. Thank you to Nike Basketball for sending these our way. And until next time, guys, have a good one. Giannis Antetokounmpo. Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Why don't you just say this is Giannis's new shoe?
I'm going to.
Okay.
I need to do this myself. I need to be able to say his name. That's what she said.
Hey.